Buongiorno ragazzi, tutto bene? Sono qua a Roma, giù da sola. Sono arrivata qua 10 giorni fa. Sì, sto parlando italiano adesso. E perché sono qua in Italia? Perché mi piace tanto questo paese. Tipo mi sento bene quando parlo italiano. Sto imparando italiano senza fare lezioni di italiano. Forse tu a casa puoi fare le stesse cose per imparare un po' di più, eh? Prima cosa, you need to meet people. You need to meet real Italians. You need to get out there, get yourself an Italian honey. If you're in a relationship, get yourself an Italian honey. Get yourself an Italian best friend. How do you do that? You swipe until your thumbs fall off. Bumble works here, Tinder works here. I am here completely alone. Like, I ain't got no friends, I ain't got no family, I ain't got nothing. Literally have no reason to be here, but I love being here, so I decided to come here alone and just rent an Airbnb and feel like I lived here like a local. I have met so many people, some good, some bad. I'm usually not a fan of dating apps because I like meeting people in person. Here's the thing with Italians and Romans specifically, they like going out in groups.
For some reason, it seems like all of my experiences with Italians have been in massive groups, and I'm lucky to be part of those groups because if I weren't in those groups, I would never be able to integrate myself into those groups.
You see what I'm saying? So that's number one. Number two is that Rome is a city that's actually huge and the public transportation is not that good, so people drive their own cars. It's almost the same concept as Los Angeles where people are secluded in their car bubbles, so there isn't that much opportunity to meet people in transit. So I realized to meet people I needed to jump on the app and break my thumbs until I found good people to meet up with. Okay, let's say you're afraid of going on a Tinder date because you're here alone and like you're not about that life. What you can do is literally use our family, the Shut Up and Go family. I'm including a link to our Facebook group below. That's a group for you guys to meet each other. Like, we ain't even in that group really. You go in, you say, hey, I'm in Rome alone, is anybody here? But don't just hang out with those people. People speak differently. So if I hang out with one friend, I'm gonna pick up her accent. If I hang out with another friend, I'm gonna pick up his slang. And now my brain is like exploding with knowledge of all different kinds of Italian. And then I can craft my own based on what I like and what I don't like. And that's basically how babies learn how to speak. So I'm probably like a 5-year-old in Italy here. Let's say I don't want to talk to anybody. Sono stata malata qua. I was really sick one night and I was like, all right, I ain't trying to like be on no Tinder dates, like, or no, you know what I mean? I'm good. I ended up staying home and I didn't want the night to be wasted with no Italian. So I turned on Netflix.com and I watched some of my favorite shows that I knew had dubbed Italian speech. So I watched BoJack Horseman, so good. Friends. The trick is to watch something you've already watched in English. You're gonna know what's going on because you've already watched it. Those shows are dubbed with like conversational language. Another obvious thing that you could do to learn is books, but books are tricky because I went to the library and I was like, do you have books for learners that are just beginning with the language?
No, we have kids books.
Okay, well, I'm not a kid. Sometimes I am. But I wanna learn like human adult language, so we're gonna go for that. So then I started skimming through this library and there was nothing. I found this book everybody's making fun of me for because apparently Fabio Volo's you get judged if you read this book. But the reason why I picked it was because it was easy enough for me to understand everything. By no means is this the best literature I've ever read in my life, but it's doing the trick. Another thing that I've been using, and I use this in every country, like Catch Me in France with French magazines, Catch Me in Italy with Italian magazines. Magazines are so good because they're masters of using bite-sized language to convey a thought. Also, there's a lot of slang. Also, you can see what the fashion is like. Also, you can see how many cellulite creams one Italian magazine is trying to promote. I need to go get some creams. And the last absolutely critical thing that you need to learn a language, completely free of charge, is you need to download a notepad app or use your notes or whatever you do. Write everything down. You need to write it down. Write it down. I don't care if you're in the middle of a conversation. Say, hold on, I'm sorry, what did you just say? Literally me every time I'm out with an Italian. I'm sorry, what was that? Can you help me with spelling? You're like in the middle of professing love for something passionate because that's what Italians always do. And I'm like, wait, shh, pause the moment. Tell me what you just said so I can write it down. Here are some of the things that I've learned and that I've written down and that I wouldn't have remembered if I hadn't written down. Conosco I miei polli. Apparently there's an expression in Italian that means I know my chickens. Conosco I miei polli. And it means like I know my stuff because Apparently when you know your chickens, you know your stuff. Another one is sei una ragazza in gamba. You're a girl in leg. What? And apparently being a girl in leg means that you're a smart girl. And now I'll never forget these great expressions because I wrote it all down. So I've literally started making it a big research project where if I'm sitting with an Italian, I'll give them this list and ask them to add on to it. And they're always surprised, like, how do you know that? Who taught you that? And I'm like, that's it. I hope this helped. Just to give you an example of how you can learn a language without going to school and consume everything. I'm telling you, like, even baci, you know that little chocolate candy? I would show you, but I ate all of mine. Inside of baci, there are these tiny little, like, not fortunes, but like love pickup line samples. Sei tu dal cielo deciso, o in cielo sono io con te. Is it you that came down from heaven, or is it me who is in heaven with you? Y'all try to make me fall in love with an Italian. Get out there, shut up and go. Shut up and go learn a new language so you can be funny in multiple languages, so you can have cool friends, so you can escape from the boring friends that you have back home. Just kidding, bring your friends too. And that's it. Ci vediamo dopo. Baci. Another thing I noticed, they start from the left when they kiss you, like. So then it was that thing where like, I almost kissed somebody on the lips without wanting to because it was like the, you gotta check that out. When you're traveling, like, become a social and cultural anthropologist because you're gonna need that research so you don't make yourself look like un pazzo or un matto, a crazy person.